The Guardian is a classic tank, but not in the sense of a character whose sole purpose is to absorb as much damage as possible. His primary role is to draw enemy attention, fight from behind a shield, control crowds, and actively negate damage. He boasts an enormous health pool and very high stamina. Strength is not his worst attribute, but it clearly limits offensive potential. The remaining attributes sit at similarly low levels. The exception are Intelligence and Arcane, which are his greatest weaknesses. The Guardian's abilities are focused on defensive playstyle and allow allies to fight far more aggressively. He provides protection, enemy grouping, healing, and instant revival of fallen companions. He begins expeditions with a halberd and a great shield. Halberds, spears, and great spears are the only weapons that synergize well with shields, allowing you to maintain defense while continuing to attack. His preferred weapon is the halberd. When wielding it, he gains an enhanced counterattack after a successful block. The Guardian's character skill lets him enter a special shield blocking stance. It significantly reduces stamina consumption per blocked hit, but prevents fast movement and causes constant stamina drain. The skill is activated by pressing the dodge button while holding a shield in the left hand and blocking. On PlayStation 5, it will be L1. It's important not to hold the shield in its stance indefinitely, as stamina will be depleted very quickly. Make sure to give yourself brief moments of rest, even if you have 1 or 2 seconds before the next enemy attack. A relic modification causes every attack blocked in his stance to trigger a shockwave, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. This effect also works on downed allies, allowing the Guardian to revive them without exposing himself to danger. For me, this is one of the best abilities in the entire game. It lets the Guardian deal damage even passively by provoking enemies, all while protecting his flock. Another Guardian ability, the Whirlwind, is activated by holding the action button and the weapon skill button. On PlayStation 5, it will be triangle and L2. The ability can be charged to increase its range, and with an appropriate relic, its duration as well. In its base form, it launches enemies into the air. After applying the relic that extends its duration, the Whirlwind begins pulling enemies inward, hurling them around the area and keeping them stunned. The Whirlwind also has a strong defensive aspect. It deflects all smaller projectiles aimed at it, including magical ones. There are, however, certain limitations. Some attacks that look like projectiles cannot be deflected, while others that seemingly aren't projectiles can. It's difficult to classify every attack in the game, so it's often worth taking a risk and testing the ability in practice. The most reliable criterion is projectile speed. The faster it is, the lower the chance of deflection. Additionally, a modification from the Deep of the Night relic grants 12% damage reduction from all damage types to the Guardian and nearby allies at the moment of ability's activation. The Guardian's ultimate ability can be activated both from the ground and in mid-air. Activation causes a leap followed by a powerful landing that deals damage and instantly revives nearby allies within the area, regardless of how many revival bars they have left. This version does not consume the entire ability meter, allowing for faster reactivation. Holding the ultimate causes the Guardian to remain in the landing pose and generate an aura of complete damage negation over a large area. The remaining portion of the ability meter can be spent to maintain the aura, which can be interrupted at any time or allowed to fully deplete. It's worth remembering that the landing moment of the ultimate can stagger bosses and interrupt their special attacks. A relic modification to the ultimate adds a healing effect in the sustained mode. In addition to the damage negating aura, all allies receive gradual health regeneration. Fully depleting the ability meter will in most cases restore the entire team to full health. At level 15, the Guardian will have the following stats. Due to average or low offensive attributes, you will often feel a lack of damage output. So, how do you play a character who can only block? The Guardian is not a shield, the Guardian is a wall. Yes, he deals low damage. Yes, he is slow and has the worst dodge of all characters. But why would a wall need a dodge when few attacks have any real effect on it? With the right relics, the Guardian can be nearly immortal, capable of surviving any onslaught and any boss ultimate. Nightreign changes the defensive mechanics known from Elden Ring. Every weapon, including shields, have 100% physical damage negation, while elemental resistances depend on the specific item. In the case of great shields, these values are exceptionally high. Combined with relics that regenerate health and reduce elemental damage, it's very easy in normal expeditions to reach a state where incoming damage is lower than the amount of healing received. The Guardian is not difficult to master, but he requires a change in mindset, from aggressive to fully defensive. His entire kit is built around protection, negation, and control. His ultimate is one of only 2 abilities in the game that allow for such a fast and effective ally revival. In theory, physical damage against the Guardian practically do not exist. Enemies without elemental attacks have little chance of breaking through his defenses. He's a true tank and support combined. Every Guardian dies last, and with him, the entire expedition.